My problem is that I hate men.
I became a stripper at 18 or 19 years old.
I have an ATM between my legs and I'm just using it. All I gotta do is put my card in and that's it. And put the PIN number and boom, money just comes right out.
This woman just admitted she hates men but chose a career that revolves entirely around exploiting male sexuality for profit. This is the modern stripper mentality. Weaponize your body against the gender you despise while taking their money. She's literally describing herself as an ATM machine, but instead of dispensing cash, she dispenses temporary sexual gratification to men she considers inferior. The cognitive dissonance is staggering. She meets men to survive financially but simultaneously harbors pure hatred for them. This is exactly why dating strippers is the worst thing you can do. They view every man as either a potential customer or an enemy.
Where would we go on our first date?
I usually go to the gym for the first date.
Today officially makes 1 month since I quit working at the strip club after 10 years of being a spicy dancer.
Strippers are the worst people to date. You never, ever date strippers seriously. Strippers naturally are liars. They have to lie to men all day, every day. And if you lie all day, every day, it becomes a part of your character. Whatever you're doing all day, every day is going to become a part of your character. Strippers are very manipulative and they are liars. And it's bottom of the barrel hustling. If you think your stripper girl or that stripper girl that you like, if you think she ain't you out of your goddamn mind.
This man understands that professional dissection becomes personal character. When your entire career is built on making lonely men believe you're attracted to them while extracting maximum money, you don't just clock out and become honest at home. These women spend 8 to 10 hours a day perfecting the art of manipulation, fake intimacy, and emotional exploitation. Then they wonder why they can't maintain healthy relationships with actual boyfriends. You can't compartmentalize that level of dishonesty. It becomes who you are.
The negative side of being a stripper. Here we go. So surprisingly, I'd say number one is the money. I know you're gonna think like, what does she mean, the money? The money is good. Yes, the money can be good, but then sometimes it's not good. There's nights you can make 1,000, 2,000, and then there's nights you make nothing. So every single night you are dealing with like a roller coaster of emotion, like, oh my God, am I gonna be able to afford this? Am I gonna be able to afford that?
These women become psychologically addicted to the chaos and unpredictability because their brains start associating the stress with the reward. This creates a gambling addiction mentality where they're constantly chasing the next big night, which keeps them trapped in the cycle even when they're miserable. The intermittent reinforcement schedule is the most powerful form of psychological conditioning. It literally hijacks their reward systems.
What's in men's DNA is essentially the drive to repopulate the planet and to impregnate as many women as possible. I'm not making this up. This is science. Please don't shoot the messenger. What that means in today's society, unfortunately, is cheating because they need to be with as many women as possible. Back when survival mode, thousands of years ago, it was a good thing. Okay, today it's not, but it's still in their DNA. It's their nature to be with as many women as they can. It's to repopulate the earth. So I'm not saying give them some grace. I'm just saying if we can come to a mutual agreement and understanding that that's what they were designed to do, I think maybe, nothing will change. I'm just starting an argument is what I'm doing right now.
If you consider yourself a person that would never date an SW worker, an OF girl, or anything like that, I'm going to tell you why you should change your mind.
She's a stripper.
I am not a stripper, I'm an exotic dancer. There's a big difference.
The delusion is incredible. She's trying to rebrand prostitution with prettier words like she's in some respectable profession. This is like a drug dealer calling themselves a pharmaceutical distribution specialist. Whether you call yourself a stripper, exotic dancer, or entertainment professional, you're still taking your clothes off for money from strangers. The mental gymnastics these women perform to avoid acknowledging what they actually do is pathetic. You're not an artist, you're not empowered, you're not a businesswoman, you're selling sexual access to your body because you have no other marketable skills.
A stripper does not go up and down the pole, an exotic dancer does.
Okay, so Cortez, you need to get it straight. She's an exotic dancer, so.
It's a big difference.
I mean, Brandon, do you think of an exotic dancer and a stripper as being the same thing, or do you see those as different?
No, I can clearly tell you.
I see a lot of girls on here romanticizing stripping, but I want to give you the very raw truth of what it's like. This past week very much explains it all in a nutshell. I did extremely well that night, but I got followed home. In this job, you need to be very, very aware of your surroundings and always, always trust your gut. This is a very dangerous job. Not gonna sugarcoat it, men can be disgusting. Luckily, I was aware and I noticed and I called the police. I had never been so scared in my life and didn't sleep that night. And this is what I mean when I say not everyone can do this job. The money is nice, but you give so much to do it. And now I just want to show you the new bruises I got this week.
I quit my full-time job to become a full-time stripper.
How many guys you knocking down on spring break? Because it seems like you're just going wild.
It's going pretty
How many guys you knocked down?
We lost
12 guys on spring break.
Yeah.
How many more guys you knocking down?
On a regular weekend, I'd probably say 3.
3 guys a weekend?
I need you guys to stop thinking that being a stripper is easy. I know you guys see all the money that is being posted on social media, and social media is glamorizing the fuck out of it right now, but being a stripper is hard. It's dangerous, and there's a lot of negative things that go along with being a dancer.
I don't want to be a stripper no more. And before y'all be like, why? For everybody that sees the money that dancers make and be like, I'm gonna switch occupations, y'all, I swear to Jesus Christ, big toe, if I could really just undo being a stripper today, I would.
Okay, so here I am, once again the only dancer that showed up for the opening shift. So I am preparing myself mentally. This is how dead I was after opening, and I was so terrified. I'm like, what did I do? But I had to stick it out. I kept taking a lot of really quick breaks to just run the back room and freshen up because I was on stage so often. So I was like trying to snack. Stage tips were really good because I was the only person that they could tip, so they were tipping.
When you're a dancer, you're working in this kind of industry, you lead everybody to believe like, oh, I'm living my best life. I have all the money. I can go on all the trips. I can buy all the clothes. But how do you feel when the cameras go off, or you lay down to bed by yourself at night, or the drugs wear off? Like, if you're honest with yourself, you know that you're miserable inside and that those things aren't fulfilling you.
These women post on TikTok about being an empowered businesswoman while crying in her car about making lunch money. This is what happens when you base your entire identity and income on something as shallow and temporary as physical appearance. Eventually, younger girls show up, your looks fade, and you're left with nothing but regret and a resume that makes you unemployable anywhere else.
That's key right there, because I feel like the culture that we live in, they glorify it, they glamorize, the stripper life, and I'm not gonna lie, some nights were fun.
Yeah.
Until it wore off.
I remember sitting in my car crying my last day working as an exotic dancer, and I was telling myself, this is not how my story is gonna end. Because I would remember every time I went in there, it was just dark, the darkness, not just the ambiance of the room, but how it felt being there, full of drugs, alcohol, liquor, full of women, not an empowering space of women, full of women, full of competition. They don't want you to take their person, or just things like that. It was just a negative place, and I'm like, I can't do this my whole life. I know that I'm struggling. I know that I need help. And I know that I can't pay my rent this month. And I know that opportunities are not coming to me at all, even as hard as I try. But I can't keep doing this anymore. It got to a point where even the customers in the club were like, girl, this is not you anymore. What are you doing here, sis? What are you doing here, babe? You need to leave. Because my spirit was not for that place.
Let's be brutally honest about what stripping actually is. It's women with no valuable skills selling sexual access to their bodies because they're too lazy, too stupid, or too damaged to build legitimate careers. They hide behind feminism and empowerment rhetoric, but the reality is they're participating in the commodification of sexuality while destroying their own souls in the process. The woman who admits she hates men but chose to exploit them sexually for money represents everything wrong with modern female psychology. She's built her entire livelihood around the gender she despises, creating a toxic cycle where she becomes more bitter and manipulative with every interaction. The financial reality these women face exposes the lie of easy money. They're paying hundreds in house fees just to work and having emotional breakdowns about inconsistent income. But they'll still post on social media about being boss babes and independent businesswomen while crying in parking lots about not being able to pay rent. The psychological damage is even worse than the financial exploitation. These women are destroying their ability to pair bond, to trust, to form genuine emotional connections with men. When your entire career is based on fake intimacy and emotional manipulation, you lose the capacity for real relationships. They become professional liars who can't turn off the manipulation even when they want to. The desperation in their voices when they talk about the dark reality behind the glamorous social media posts is infuriating. They chose this. They weren't forced into it by circumstances. They were lured by the promise of easy money and the delusion that taking your clothes off for strangers is somehow empowering. The men warning others never to date strippers are doing God's work. These women are relationship poison. They've been so damaged by years of viewing men as walking ATMs that they can't distinguish between genuine love and transactional interaction. They bring nothing to relationships except baggage, trust issues, and the professional manipulation skills they've developed through years of exploiting lonely men. The most disgusting part is how they try to rebrand their profession with prettier words. Calling yourself an exotic dancer or entertainer doesn't change the fundamental reality that you're prostituting yourself for money. These women represent the bottom of the dating market. They've destroyed their own relationship value through their career choices, damaged their psychology through years of manipulation and deception, and eliminated their future prospects by building their entire identity around something as temporary as physical attractiveness. Any man who dates a stripper is volunteering to be in a relationship with someone who views him as a customer, who has been professionally trained to extract resources through sexual manipulation, and who has likely slept with hundreds of other men for money. The stripping industry preys on both damaged women and lonely men, creating a cycle of exploitation that destroys everyone involved. These women aren't victims, they're willing participants in their own degradation who chose short-term money over long-term character. Now they're reaping what they've sown: unstable income, damaged psychology, and complete inability to form healthy relationships with decent men.